What's up, everybody? It's your boy DJ, aka Stunt, aka Another Day, Another Delivery. Um, Somebody asked me about running a clock, so I'm gonna tell you how I run my clock. Everybody don't do the same thing. Again, like I ain't trying to knock nobody on how they run their business or whatever. I'm just gonna tell you what has worked for me, and I ain't never had no violations or whatever. I ain't never had no late loads, and I don't work hard unless I really have to. Sometimes, every time, my method it don't you can't do it all the time, but for the most part, I want to say like 90% of the time, depending on your load, you'll be able to run it like I'm explaining to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got 70 hours and 8 days basically to run. If you try to run your clock out 11 hours of driving, um, one on that seventh day, or when your clock hits 70, you're going to have to do a 34-hour reset. I don't really do 34-hour resets unless like I'm under a load and it permits me, you know what I'm saying, from waiting to do a 34 and I got a fresh clock. Outside of that, I run off recaps. And the reason being is like, think about it, like a day and 10 hours that you can't move, you're not making no money. So again, like I try to run no more than 9.5 hours, and that's including like my pre-trip, if I got the fuel, and also the post-trip. Um, so let's just say all in all, that takes 9.5 hours. 9.5 times 7, that's 66 hours, 66 and a half hours. So on that eighth day, um, I still have 3.5 hours to move before midnight to where I get that 9.5 back and able, like I said, to keep moving. I ain't sitting for a day and 10 hours. Um, if you think about it, I mean, you drive 9 hours at 55 miles per hour. That's 495 miles a day. Do that in a week. That's 34. That's 3,465 miles. You ain't gonna get that all the time, just because of the way that the loads is like. But you should be able to get a good amount of miles. You know what I'm saying? Well over 2,500. 3,000 miles is even, you know what I'm saying, possible, to where again, like, you ain't killing yourself. Um, uh, I know that was real fast, so I'm gonna run it back real quick. Um, 9.5 hours a day is what I run. Like, I don't run 10 hours, 11 hours, um, unless like I want to, and you know what I'm saying. I just want to chill the next day. Also, like when I start my day, knowing that I got probably 2 days or maybe 3 days worth of work. Um, Basically, what I do is I know I can't drive 800 miles in a day, so I use my clock. So that first 8 hours, you got to take a break before 8 hours, or you'll be in violation. So what I do is I take 7 hours and times about 55, which is 385 miles. I'll find me somewhere on my map within that range, maybe a little less, maybe a little more. Try to do a little bit more because I did it at 55 miles per hour. My truck does 68, but again, I don't know what's in front of me, whether it's weather, traffic, um, road conditions, anything like. But that's why I do my thing, do my math at 55 miles per hour. So again, just say on a perfect day, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get to 385 miles, well over 7 hours, because way ahead of 7 hours, because you're not running 55 miles per hour. Some companies, my last company, the trucks ran 64. So again, I was always ahead on time, and also never went in violation. So once I get to my break area, I say it took me 6.5 hours to get there. Again, I'm not driving 10, 11 miles. So it took me 6.5 hours. I'm gonna say I'm gonna drive another 2.5 hours, maybe three. Um, so 2 hours at 60 miles per hour is 120. Um, so so I'll try to find something 150, maybe 180 miles out. Again, I got the time on my clock because a perfect day, you done ran that on the highway doing 60, 64, in my case 68 miles per hour, and I'm ahead of schedule. So I I get to where I'm going, do my 10-hour break. Once my 10-hour break is up, I'm back at it. And again, like that 10-hour break for all you new drivers is really for you to get your rest. It's not for you to stay up on your phone or you know what I'm saying, BSing, because that's how you know what I'm saying. I done seen people get loads late when he's working at these companies and they got these people making these plans up or whatnot. They pretty much know how much time you got on your clock. They factor in that 30-minute break. They factor in that 10-hour break, and pretty much, you know what I'm saying, on a fresh load, you shouldn't have no reason why that load should be late if you ain't lollygagging around. Um, so again, like after your 10-hour break, you know what I'm saying, I'm talking about as soon as your 10-hour break is up, do your pre-trip, take off. And I mean, you shouldn't have no problem. You ain't got to kill yourself out here. Again, like I know somebody gonna watch this video and say, well, I run my clock out so I can do a 34. That's, you know what I'm saying. I don't knock nobody hustle, man. Like somebody asked me to do this video, so and pretty much break it down to them. If you got any questions, you hit me up 336-703-7038. And if I ain't asleep, of course, you know what I'm saying, you guys, anybody that's hit me up, and shout out to everybody that has hit me up, you know what I'm saying, and ask me questions. I'm new to this, and for me to be so successful and people asking me questions, like, you know what I'm saying, I want to help out anybody that I can. And you know what I'm saying, if it didn't work for me, I want to share it with, you know what I'm saying, maybe you're having a problem in a certain area, and if I can help you, I'm willing to. That's just me. So again, like this prime example, like this load that I was on started off at like 11, let's say almost 1,200 miles 2 days ago, and it's due tomorrow at 5:30. I've really been here since about 10 o'clock this morning, and I'm 10 miles out. It's due tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm chilling, but the work is done. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really didn't kill myself. Like, I just pushed hard because I ain't pushed hard in a while. So you know what I'm saying? It's something that I wanted to do. So I pushed. Did 600 and something, 645 miles the first day, and pushed the rest of the day. That's another thing. Like, you want to push hard at the beginning to get the bulk of it out the way, and then you know what I'm saying, that way if anything was to happen, whether, like I said again, weather, traffic, anything, you pretty much ahead of the game to where you ain't got to, you know what I'm saying, it ain't gonna really be no factor as far as you being late or whatnot. But I ain't hit my 70. Not going to. Planning is the key as to far as being successful. One part of the key as far as being successful out here, because if they know you're gonna get the load there on time, like, you're gonna be that person that they call, or you know what I'm saying, get a load to. Not only that, say for instance you done got is real close to the load or where the shipper is or the receiver or whatnot, and they got something running late. they're gonna take that load off you. You still gonna get paid for the miles that you done ran on it. But versus you sitting, they're gonna let somebody else sit on it, and you gonna be able to keep moving. Like I was told, like, if the wheels ain't turning, you ain't earning, and it's true. Like, if you just sitting here, if you do that 34, 20 a day in 10 hours, like, you ain't making no money. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to, like, when I very first started, like, that's how I used to run for real. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I used to try to max my clock out, but then, you know what I'm saying, it clicked to me. Like, I'm sitting here, I can't get the loads that I really want because I done ran out of time, and I'm just sitting here all day, ain't doing nothing. So, you know what I'm saying, I done had coaches, people talk to me about it, and again, like, what works for me might not work for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might be that type of person that want to work hard, run 11 hours, 10 hours, and have to sit. Like, that's on you. Like I said, I ain't knocking nobody hustle. However you do what you do, you doing it. I just want to give some pointers and some tips. Like I said, again, that's what's working for me. And that's about it, man. Like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know what I'm saying? Give me some tips, ask me questions, talk junk, you know what I'm saying? I'm with it all, yo, for real. But if you want to hit me up, 336-703-7038. I just want to help, man. Like, and again, like, shout out to everybody that's been called me, ask me, you know what I'm saying, questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's some real good people out here, and there's some people that don't know this type of information, that don't really have nobody to tell them. So, you know what I'm saying? Share the video. You know what I'm saying? Ask me questions, and you know what I'm saying. If you want to see, you want me to make another video on something, like I said, I give my input on what I have experienced in my short time being out here, because I ain't been out here long, but best believe I've been successful, and I'm going to continue to be, and I want to help people be successful, because it ain't hard. So like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying, hit me up. I'm out.